In this video, we'll show you how to use a multimeter to measure voltage, current, and resistance. Some multimeters can measure additional parameters. The ones we'll be using can also measure capacitance and inductance, which we'll demonstrate. Other potential multimeter capabilities include frequency, temperature, sound level, lux, and humidity, but those are fairly rare and will not be shown here.
To measure voltage, rotate the multimeter dial to the DC voltage section and place it on an appropriate scale. Here we're using a 14-volt supply, so we will choose the 20-volt range. For every multimeter measurement, you should have one lead connected to the black common jack. Where the other lead is connected may depend on the parameter to be measured, as it does in this case. For voltage, attach the lead to the terminal that has a V next to it. When measuring voltage, the two leads should be connected across the points you wish to measure. Here, we can see that the supply voltage is 13.9 volts.
To measure resistance, place the leads on opposite ends of a resistor or resistor network. Note that if the resistor is located in a circuit, the rest of the circuit will often affect the measurement, meaning that it's best to measure a resistor in isolation. Turn the multimeter dial to resistance and pick a scale. If it displays a 1 with no additional digits, it means that your resistance is higher than the maximum range you've chosen and you need to increase the scale. Here we can see that our resistor is 98.2 ohms.
To measure current, you will need to put the multimeter in series with the rest of the circuit. As before, we will rotate the dial to the DC current section. We need to connect the multimeter lead to the terminal with an MA for milliamps beside it. Note that the 10 amp scale has a different terminal still due to the need for a different fuse. Because we need the multimeter in series, we'll attach the power supply to one terminal of our meter and attach the other terminal of the meter to the place on the circuit where we would have had the power supply. If you see a negative value, it means you've connected your multimeter in reverse direction. You can simply switch the leads to show the positive value. Here we're measuring approximately 143 milliamps.
To measure capacitance with this meter, you need to press the CX/LX button and rotate the dial to the capacitance section. Place the leads across the capacitor. Here we measure approximately 87 microfarads.
To measure inductance with this meter, first we will attach the inductor to the terminals for measurement. Again, we will need the CX/LX button enabled, and we'll need the lead plugged into the terminal with an H for henries next to it. Finally, we'll need to rotate the dial to the inductance section. Place the leads across the inductor. Here we measure approximately 12 millihenries.